Okay, wanted to do a quick video on the, what's interesting is, so I guess, actually, background, so I get this random message from the gal I got one of the sewing machines from, the senior vibrating shuttle too, and she's like, I hope I'm not a stalker or stalking you, but, she was just like complimenting how beautiful my work is. And, I forget exactly. But anyways, so, as usual, I'm like long-winded. I think when I went there, I didn't talk to her. I talked to her mother-in-law, or something like this. I got to look back at the videos. I didn't look at them, but it might have been something like it was her husband's mother's, or I forget. Anyways, so that same day, I picked up the two 1410s, and then like a couple days later I got the 1301, and I haven't worked on the 1301 at all, and I haven't worked on this is the first 1410, and this wound up being a free one. And the gal, actually I was going to spend more on it, and I get there, and the gentleman and we talked for a little bit, and really great couple, and they're just like, well, hey, we know it's going to, basically, don't quote me, but, we know it's going to, a good home. It's going to get used. And, I think I told them, too, I document it. So, in the history, because this was the gal's mother's, and she, again, kind of growing up, a lot of the families with these machines, not all of them. I don't know the story with this one. I don't know much with this one. And I don't really know anything with these ones. But some, though, it was like for generations with the antique machines, everything they wore was sewn on those machines. Like, it wasn't like, they went to department stores to get clothing. Or maybe if they did, it was for fabric. And maybe there's minimalist things. But, there was just not that paradigm of thinking back then. There was... Even some were just this last generation, maybe 10 years older than me at most. They grew up on, it wasn't until garage sales or the Goodwill store, like thrift shops, they bought clothing. Everything was made. So they grew up to buying the fabric. So anyways, this was it didn't smell musty to me too bad, but they were mentioning, though, I think they had to clean it too when they got to like their, I think the house there, the parents' house, after a period of time, a lot of the house was molded real bad, and I mean, it's like mold growing in the house all over. They had to remodel and blah, 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 but this cabinet was in good condition. I kept the cabinet. I kept the machine, of course. This is a 1410, so no cams. Once I get it lubed up, I was confident. I was like, I opened the top up, I rotated the dials. It looked like the finger was moving well on the cam. Now, this one's kind of interesting. It has a little bit of a hacked reverse that I don't think is working yet. I did one stitch to test, and I don't think it's supposed to be the triple stitch. I think that looks like a triple stitch. Oh man, I made some chili. I don't usually do that. They didn't even make it with much more cumin and garlic, but tomatoes. I use tomatoes in it. So I've been overeating too a little bit, so I guess that's an issue. But acid reflux. So the bottom tension. I didn't really look at the thread. It doesn't look like it's fur-bally. It's all polyester. 3-ply polyester. Some people out there in sewing machine world might know. Usually, I think the bobbin might have ran out of thread. Well, all these I usually should clean them. I don't think I've really powered on one, or even if not hand crank a lot of them. Ones where I've powered on these Sears Kenmore, they all seem to be no issues with these. The dressmakers have been a little bit of work, but, they power up the white, no issue. Senior Future has kind of been a little pain, though, with not being able to find that 4-prong, which isn't as common with the Futura 900, the 4-prong pedal controller that isn't the 4-prong for this 626 model. Those Sears are tricky with a bunch of different plugs. Sears Kenmore had it going on. White Kenmore, unremarkable. I think it has like 2 different designs maybe. Trying to think if some of the old Kenmores even work with these. Anyways, so this machine, it looks like assessing really quick. Reverse isn't working. Stitch length seems to be okay. Stitch width I haven't tried. I figured I'd just go to the widest just to make sure getting the full range of motion, which looks like that's okay. And it looks like it might have started off a little, I think that's probably full range of motion. It's just tension issues. And then I kind of looked at it because it's already threaded. I don't think I threaded that right. I don't think that comes like that. I have to double check to make sure. I almost think that comes down through that. This just goes right up to there. I gotta double check that. It's a little more, I think there's some easier ways I figured out how to thread this quicker, but at first I remember it's like, oh, I gotta go through this, and it's kind of, it's a little tricky going around, throwing up and then threading through, but it wasn't too bad once I kind of figured out some quicker ways to kind of make loops or whatnot, with the other machines at least. Because most of the Sears Kenmore use this tensioner design. Class 15, I'm going to pull all that out clean. I'll go ahead and get in here and oil it. I should have oiled it at first and I didn't. But I'm going to go ahead and do that next. And yeah, basically it'll just be a luber up, exercise the full range of motion for all the different stitches, and see how she does. This was interesting. I've never seen this before. But where this cover plate, I don't know if she didn't want to scratch that surface up or what. I don't know. I should probably peel that off and then do alcohol clean just to see. I guess I could polish it with a polishing wheel too if there's some reason. I don't know why I would need extra height or something with feeding. I don't know. Maybe there's some logic. I just don't. I really don't know. But there's that tape over there, maybe to prevent from getting scratched. I don't know. So unique thing. Somebody out there, comment down below, tell me what that means, even though I don't get much for comments. But maybe in the future, somebody in the future commenting can comment on maybe why they would use that. It's not a 3D printer where you put painter's tape on for kind of be the opposite, I guess. Okay, I can't think of really anything else that seems solid. Yeah, pretty much she seems not dirty. She's pretty clean. She doesn't look bad at all. She looks like she got use on top though, so I'm sure she's got a long history of getting a lot done, a lot sewn. Looked a little, I guess I can pop this off because I'm talking so much. I probably should have it's plugged in, but this is how you're supposed to do this. I think I had earlier videos where it's plugged in. Read the manual. Make sure you read the manual. Don't get into these without reading the manual. But, yeah, she looks pretty clean. She's not dry, so it's almost like greasier to me. So it seemed when I looked in there, it looks like there's a little more of a grease. So I don't know if that's a moly grease. It almost looks like a moly grease. Which I don't know if, I wonder if like tungsten disulfide and molybdenum disulfide aren't that bad. Because I don't really know if those gum up so much. But, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. She looks, just needs some oiling. So I'll give her some oiling, and then I'll make another video. But this is going to be the overview, and I went like 9/11. I just looked at it's 9/11. Yeah, I've got to watch it. I can be long-winded with these. So, be safe out there. Stay healthy. Don't get caught up and sucked into all this mass media that the, war profiteering industries and those megalomaniac profiteering malicious groups get to do to, get their, mass armed robbery sprees funded, I guess. Pay off whatever it is they pay off, I guess. Oh, fun with government when you look at it from different perspectives. Okay, Christ be with you, and bye for now.